For the past 2 years, there's been this constant issue of peace and security, and then the youth has been in the forefront of it.
There is a lot of distrust between law enforcement and young people.
Young people, young Nigerians are clamoring for change. They want to see things happen. They are protesting on a regular, you understand? And it doesn't just end at coming out on the street and screaming at the top of your voices and saying you want this to happen, you want this in place. Why you have something you could use as a medium to see the things you want to see happen, take place. And one of that particular medium is the place for voting.
Young people in the community, after carrying out some survey, only complain about issues affecting the community without taking drastic action.
Over time, young people have been tagged as victims and perpetrators of violence, not just in Nigeria, but it's a global phenomenon.
After being called to bar, I went to court one day for another matter, and as I sat down and waiting for my case to be called up, I saw a young man who was, let me say, my age, and he was in court and the matter was called up and he was sentenced to a term imprisonment for using and being in possession of marijuana. When I left court that afternoon, I decided that I was not going to sit down again and keep quiet over the issue of drug abuse, because I saw firsthand how it quarantined a young person's life to prison. And only God knows what will become of that person if he's not afforded rehabilitation after he leaves the prison.
If the youths are not gainfully employed, it becomes a problem for them. Let's take, for example, in Nigeria, we see so many persons moving around. We have so many vices, so many issues with the youths, and in most cases, it's because they have nothing doing at the moment.
So I decided to engage in a program and a project that would carry the youth along, that will make the youth be in the forefront of promoting peace and security in the nation. As a Nigerian, what's the way forward for us, for the youth? This has happened, what's the way forward? That was what gave birth to this project for me, reconciliation and healing, a different approach to building peace, hope and unity in the nation.
My project was all about creating awareness and bonding between community and the law enforcement agency to create trust and understanding for them to work as a team to arrest any breakdown of law and order in their communities.
So I've been working to ensuring that rather than seeing young persons as perpetrators and victims of violence, but we can leverage on the huge resources and potentials that they possess, to contribute to peace building. So this is an area that I'm very passionate about.
My thematic area is peace and security, and this is very important to me because of the fact that I am presented the opportunity under the Speak Up Standard program to be able to tackle and address sexual gender-based violence against women and girls in the society. And so how we are tackling this is through peace education. So through peace building, sensitizing the young people in the society and also letting them know what sexual gender-based violence is about, the effects it has in the society and the need for it to be curbed. This is how the project comes to play here. So the title of my project is actually Sexual Offense Watch Observers, and the hashtag is Rethinking Gender-Based Violence.
So for this project called Assessing the Status of Children's Rights, so the children are our targets. I have said, and I will continue to say, that charity will not help children. Charity will not help secure spaces for children. And that is why I decided to undertake this project and to see how I can engage with critical stakeholders and state actors, even non-state actors, for us to lead in advocacy that will eventually help in a policy, in a policy action.
We did a series of activities, but 3 among them that are notable, and I am very happy about it. One is in February, we have a community advocacy visits to about 3 communities here in Abuja. And the purpose of that visit was to create awareness around how to detect violence early warning and early response. We did that around community in Nyanya. We did one around community in Gogolada and one around community in Area 1.
The first activity I implemented was actually a radio show at Eagles FM. I was invited there to talk about the topic, the project topic, National Reconciliation and Healing. And during the radio program, we had many callers that were wishing that this project is being implemented in their various states. Someone called from Maiduguri and was saying that some victims of Boko Haram are going to join Boko Haram because they've not been able to, because of their grievances, they are going to join them to revenge instead of them to fight against them. So they wish that topics like reconciliation and healing can be brought to their communities so that they can help these people not to join. And then after that, I implemented a project in Nyanya, where I reside. From my investigation, since the bomb blast happened, there has been nothing to honor the victims and survivors. So I decided to honor them, and by bringing them together to talk about their stories and how far they fared since the bomb blast happened. So the title was 8 years after Nyanya bomb blast, state of mind of victims and survivors. So I was able to bring together their family, friends, survivors and victims, and even some community leaders from Nyanya. And we all spoke about various experiences. Most of them, they are still reliving what happened. Most of them have healed, most of them haven't. And it showed how much we needed this project like this. It showed how much we needed it. They even emphasized the fact that they don't just want you to give them money and say, okay, take and sort out your issues. They want people that will listen to them. They want people, because they feel neglected. Some of them are carrying scars from the bomb blast. They feel neglected, ignored, and ashamed.
For the past 8 months, we've currently implemented several projects, and they include roundtable virtual dialogues, where we have invited, young people from different organizations like the UNFYPA, the DSRV, the Mirabel Center. We've also had Peace Walks, right, to commemorate the International Women's Day. And that was done in the Yaba Ojuelegba community to be able to sensitize, people about the rights of women and the need for this right to be protected. Then we went on to having a hangout where youths were present, and we also, kept on spreading this awareness about sexual gender-based violence. And of course, to the Oworo Ferry community, that was in August, and we were able to reach to over 25 young females in the community.
We started this project at a time when the federal government of Nigeria just adopted a national action plan on youth, peace and security. Nobody knew about it. So part of what we intended to do with this project was to raise awareness around this national action plan. At every of our monthly hangouts, the focus usually is always this Nigeria's national action plan on youth, peace and security. We take time to talk about the various pillars of the National Action Plan, vis-a-vis participation, vis-a-vis protection, partnership, prevention, disengagement and engagement, disengagement and reintegration. And I would say that I'm not sure there is any person that attended any of our hangout that is not aware of this National Action Plan. So to a very large extent, I would say that we have raised some kind of awareness around this policy framework.
What we have done in the last 7 months has been that we've been to the communities that we feel these issues are a kind of a predominant problem. We started out with a survey. We did a survey because we wanted to understand the current state of children with some of the parameters along human rights and all of that. So like education, like access to health. So those parameters that makes you a human, those things that could form an element of your fundamental human rights. So through this action, we did a survey, and then this survey reveals a lot. This survey took six to 7 months in the field, observing directly, interacting with children, with women, with council chiefs, all of these people in the community.
My project is basically titled Reigniting the Passion for Academic Excellence within Secondary Schools in the Nsukka Community. I really want to pass down that flair of success and achieving academic excellence to the younger generation. The love and passion for education is dying. Even when I interact with young ones, some of them don't care about education. They just believe maybe it is scam. That's a very bad mindset, and I've come out to say no, that is not it.
Your Waste My Money project, it's a very interesting project to me. Climate education, I perceive, is one effective way to make citizens understand the impact of climate change and how they can all be part of the solution. Trying to help them with the skills, not even, yes, one is trying to recycle these things, and secondly, to provide enterprise opportunities for them, like business ventures.
My social project is looking to strengthen youth participation in education service delivery in Enugu State. And that was how I began to take roots. How do we get young people to go to school and effectively transition from school into a decent job for themselves? And I think that's the more reason why we go to school. Not that we go to school and then we come back, sit at home, or become even a threat to the society.
The title of my project is School-Based Education for Drug Abuse Prevention. What we intend to achieve with this project is to equip young people with the skills that they need to be able to build resistance against drug abuse.
So the theme of my project is innovative program to increase the leadership skills and political confidence of 100 girls from Enugu South communities. So I'm working with 100 girls between the ages of 12 and 18. So girls that are in JSS1 to SS3.
And so we began to conduct classroom sessions where we are dealing with these problems specifically and providing practical information to these young people how to deal with these root factors that lead them to drug abuse. We also began to run online social media campaigns because we were in rural communities and we know that drug abuse is a national problem. And so the social media campaign was aimed to reach out to a wider audience. The third thing we did in the project was to begin a radio program. We called it the Truth About Drug Abuse radio program.
We speak up against examination malpractice and we stand up for academic excellence. So basically, we decided to choose 16 secondary schools in Nsukka here. So what do? We go about sensitizing their students on the need to shun examination malpractice and pursue academic excellence. And not just that, when we are done, we establish reading clubs in these schools just to see that the reading culture is revived and help these young ones. Also, these young ones also stay under our mentorship. We help them. Sometimes we also have counseling sections with them. Whatever it is that's making them not to see themselves as high flyers, we're making them to feel that they can't make it, they have dull brains. We try to help them and we try to coach them, we try to mentor them.
My target audience are the children and youth. Yes, so first I started with the recycling for agricultural waste into briquettes. Briquettes are alternative solutions to charcoal and firewood, where I help the students understand the problem. Okay, there's something we call briquettes. So taking them through the theory section, I also took them through the primary, the hands-on training, where they will see how these things are being done and I encourage them to also step down this training in their various communities. The second project activity was the recycling of LDP kind of waste. It's a plastic waste, LDP, low density polyethylene, into interlocking tiles. Yes, it went on virtually and in person,
Of course, starting off, we were able to take a community as a target community, and we had our entry visit where we had to engage with the local authorities, the town union chairman, and all the other leaders in the community. We had to let them know what the project is about. This is us coming to help young people in your community to see what the issues are with education in your community, and then see how they can be part of the solution. So after that, we had a meeting, a town hall meeting with the young people who are at the heart of these issues.
The program or the project is centered around helping young girls to build their leadership skills to be able to speak for themselves. And then we had to come up with activities like helping them to become better public speakers, then also helping them to become civically engaged in their community. All of this, I have the intention of drawing them closer to their community, for them to understand that most of the things that goes on in their community is also their responsibility. While they are taking care of themselves, or while they are speaking up for themselves about the ills and things that are affecting them, they should also be community conscious.
My thematic area is employment, and this is actually a big deal to me because I was able to realize that the rate of unemployment increases as the population growth increases. And of course, this is Nigeria. We keep increasing in population, and definitely the rate of unemployment will keep increasing. But I also realized that when we upskill job seekers, when we upskill the youth, it reduces the rate of unemployment in Nigeria. And this made me passionate about upskilling youth, especially those within the age of 18 and 28, knowing that is the space where most people begin to search for jobs.
So my project is Learning Stud. Learning Stud, it's out to create a platform that can help the students gain employable skills. And for the first training, we teamed it employability leverage, trying to give them the basic skills that opens them up to opportunities.
I implemented a number of projects in order to reduce the rate of unemployment in Nigeria. So I implemented several projects, and one of it I would say is the seminar that we had for graduates. It was named the Employable Graduates, and the main focus of the project is to help ensure that job seekers are well positioned for their job. In the month of August, we had a project called Excellent Communication Skills. We also had LinkedIn optimization program for them. We also had job search nugget section for them. In this section, we're able to give them different tips that could make their job search easy.
By using digital platforms towards amplifying youth voices on topics that concern youth.
The reason why my thematic area of governance is a big deal for me is because I strongly believe that everything rises and falls on leadership. The reason why certain things are working the way they are is because of the people who are in the place of authorities.
Well, I, for a person, feel young people have been relegated to the back just because they are not being included in governance. You see most of them being used as thugs to carry out political purposes, while they are not well represented in governance. And governance is all about representation, because if I am not there to speak for myself, no one will understand my need better than I do. So that's why it's a big deal for me. We need to have more young people in governance to represent our interests.
What is my thematic area? First of all, it is voters' education for inclusive, informed and ethical participation. Get your PVC, ask questions, engage and understand what grassroots mobilization is, try to discuss with your representatives and know why issues like this need adequate solution. to improve human life in society.
Right from way back, right even from history, art has been a strong political tool. So my project is Nekata, the PVC performance art, and the theme is actually We Can. Nekata in Igbo translates to the never-ending stare. That's this coming back to this eyewear. You know, the never-ending stare means when you see something, you keep looking at it. So that's my kind of art. Like whenever someone puts this eyewear on, you know, it attracts lots of attention. So by that attention means like Nekata, you know, the people keep looking. So so when they keep looking, I know I have the attention. I now use the opportunity to tell them what we are here for. Like assuming we are in a community to do a PVC awareness.
The project title is My Government, Our Government. The objective of our project in Nkanu East local government is to enlighten the youth of Nkanu East local government on how to hold government accountable through budget tracking and also our community scorecard. So we have done a focus group discussion with the youth to conduct needs assessment to look at the areas where we need to also make amends or change in approach. So the youth embraced it as a key essence to tackling the challenges they have. We also had a meeting with the traditional rulers and also the town union presidents across the communities in Nkanu East.
First off, we had a sensitization program in Lugbe community where we had different young people and they attended. We taught them all about what it takes to be a member of a political party. We taught them the importance of having their voter's card and, you know, getting registered with the political party, because that is the first step to youth inclusiveness in governance.
Our major tool of engagement is art. Poetry, music, whether you're singing or you're rapping or you're doing storytelling.
The same person feel they wait for your change, just like the wise man said.
You know, we're trying to engage art as a tool and a medium to create the change we want to see and create awareness about the things we want to see. So we started out by having a call for participation. We threw an open call to the media platforms, social media platforms, for young persons to sign up, young artists to sign up and join the movement we're trying to push across. And after the call for participation, we had about 70 young persons sign up. And we held a 2-day virtual mentoring and training session.
We go for sensitization in a marketplace. You know, I'll start doing body arts, that's the body painting, to the people in the market. So by doing so, people now get interested to know what is happening. So when they come close, and I'll tell them, see why we are here. We are here for PVC sensitization. So like that even makes them be more relaxed to even listen to us, and even we have to, you know, register them online. At least we've reached out to more than 2,000 youths in Enugu. We've been to schools, different tertiary institutions, IMT, UNN, that's before the strike. Because usually this area, this Obara Square, every Saturdays, you know, mostly youths come out in the morning to, you know, to work out, like up to 1,000 people. We come out, like this whole road we blocked, will be filled up with people. So we've been here several times on Saturdays to talk to people about the PVC.
Yeah, so far, I had the first town hall meeting that was ever done, and to my greatest surprise, thanks to Zuzu, the community made me understand that that's the first town hall meeting they will be having to discuss on voters' education, grassroots mobilization, how to be involved in decision-making process. And after the town hall meeting, we had communications from the representatives in the community on how we can get more people in the area to get their permanent voters card. And we saw the interest, myself and my team, we saw the interest of young people reaching out to us and asking how can they get their PVCs to participate in the electioneering process.
success story is that we're able to get young people registered in different political parties. And for me, it's not just about the registration. Like, I have been able to learn more, and I've been able to dream big, have been able to cause a positive change in a community. And then I've been able to network with an amazing team members. So for me, that's a big deal. And I'm so grateful for this platform given me.
So far, so good. I would give my project about 70 to 75% success. Why? Because what I can remember vividly in the course of implementing this project, a lot of people that don't know little or know about the project have reached out, saying that we have heard some about this project, and this one has attended this, maybe your training or your community advocacy visit or your monthly hangout, and we really want to be part of it.
Yeah, my project has been, I'll use the word 100% successful. And why is it a success? Because so far we've been able to register over 121 young people in the community.
And so far so good, we've been able to establish 5 reading clubs in some of the schools we've sensitized. And not just that, currently we have over 300 students under our direct mentorship. Yes, we can say these ones, we are really mentoring them. And these ones are in our reading clubs that we've established.
And I must say the project so far has been successful, because the response I've had from the participants, those children, it has been awesome. I think there was a time I was in a school in Karachi and a student was even asking how much will it take him to establish something like this. So, and I was trying to explain, okay, with crude equipment you can use so amount, and if you want it to be industrial you can use. So that's to show that these children really have they are really interested in what is happening, and they're already seeing these challenges and want to become change makers in their various ways.
We've reached out over 2,000 people, and so far from my evaluation, at least 500 people have registered and in the process of collecting the PVC.
This project actually ran for 11 months, and I would say that it was very successful because I had impact stories, not just from the beneficiaries, the girls. I also had impact stories from their teachers and their school authority, explaining to me how they've noticed an increase in self-awareness and self-esteem of their students.
So on behalf of my colleagues and I want to say a very big thank you to you, Auntie Ms. Hannah Chok-Christabel, for coming over to enlighten us more on this issue of stand up and speak out, especially as girls, and then choosing this topic, public speaking.
I think what is exciting the most for me about the project is the fact that the boot campers could chat me up anytime to let me know what they need, to let me know the challenge they are having in their job search. So, and for me, it is a huge success. It is a huge blessing because I have a number of job seekers that I can help land a dream job through the normal career advice I give them, through the normal counsel. And of course, we also have a group where we populate job vacancies. So a good number of them have been able to maximize that project. I've been able to maximize that avenue in order to be able to apply for different jobs.
I myself was able to learn a thing or two from those people I brought in for the project. And I think that's a big success to me because I was able to have a new connections and network among young people and community members.
The first time I saw the project name, Speak Up, Stand Out, at that point I didn't really understand what it meant until I went into the program and understood that Speak Up, Stand Out is actually all it takes for young people anywhere to be able to, stand strong, be able to speak up for themselves and also contribute meaningfully to the betterment of their communities.
Being on the SUSO project did push my leadership potential and capacity. I used to be a very one-man soldier kind of person, but being on this project allowed me to sometimes serve. As a leader, it allowed me to be able to learn how to listen to people, listen to ideas, even if you think they are useful or not. Being a leader means you have to put yourself first, put your advocates first, put your project first, put all the things you're carrying along.
Well, I think that the momentum that we have built, the little successes that we have recorded should not just be allowed to go up in the flames. I think that there should be some kind of mechanism to ensure that, this is sustained, maybe not by us, maybe not by me, maybe not by this set of advocates, but that the momentum around youth peace and security issues in Nigeria is sustained. It's very, very, very critical.
I want to say a big thank you to SUSO for this opportunity. Thank you so much, so much for seeing Oluwatosin and feeling she's going to be able to be an asset to the organization. And I really hope that you also had a good time working with me just like I did. Thank you so much.